Okay, I'm back. My kids are home, so these videos may be broken up a little bit because I don't have one of those fancy things where you can fast forward and do all that stuff, so I may have to stop it and then come back. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start going down the middle here. Let me see. Yeah, we're going to start down the middle and I'm going to go this way. You always want, when you're doing an ombre, you want the front a little bit ladder, so I'm going to try to leave this part for last. We'll see how that works out. Alright. Just use your fingers and push it down a little bit. And we'll use the brush towards the end. Now I was trying to also search for videos where people fill their roots, thinking, that will be the same. I did see some people section their hair off into many different sections so they could get all their roots. The issue that I have doing that is my hair is so short. There's not very many sections that I could section it off in. I'm going to try to go to the end without going all the way to the end because, yeah, my hair is short. I thought that might be difficult. I'm going to go ahead and start using this brush. Another thing too to remember is the reason I'm not quite as nervous about this ombre is because it being perfect is not a must. You want it to look natural, so it doesn't have to be dead on. It can be a little messy and stuff. Another good thing about my hair being this length is when it comes to not sectioning it off is I don't wear my hair up. Obviously it won't fit in a ponytail, so I don't have to worry about all those sections. That goes for really anybody that has super short hair. Because my hair is so blonde, I'm not going to leave this on as long as I would as if my hair was darker. Which obviously that's attractive, isn't it? Obviously that's kind of common sense. Alright, let's just go ahead and try on the back here. Remember, when you're doing your hair, when it's this short, don't go all the way to the end. That will defeat the purpose of the ombre. I'm going to go ahead with this front here We're going to attempt to keep those small pieces that I set aside out of the way. Once again, if you're going to do that too, don't stress if you get some on there, because all you have to do is just take it out and then you can do those pieces too. I am going to attempt to separate these pieces and get a few of the pieces underneath. That is not necessary. I mean, you don't have to do that, but I am fixing to try. You see my hair is, it's dirty, so it's kind of standing up on its own. That's always the best way to dye your hair, is when it's dirty. To me, it helps because the color doesn't slip. When I've done people's hair before and it's super freshly washed, it slips a little easier. It's not a problem, it's just a lot easier to me when your hair's dirty. And you can do stuff like this without a bunch of clips. I'm going to try to go down a little bit further here in the front, because once again, an ombre is not perfect. What I'm actually going to do, well, that worked out, didn't it? Way to go. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of this dye and I'm going to put it on this brush. Smooth it with my fingers. And then I'm going to do a couple pieces around so that it's not completely even. Because that's what you don't want. You do not want, like, someone stuck a bowl in your head and put dye underneath it. Usually I would pick up my own hair dye and I would mix it with developer and stuff, but this was honestly kind of like a last minute, I'm gonna do this, so I just ran to the store at the front of the neighborhood and got some quickness, because if I like it and I want to keep it, then I can use the good stuff later on. I can also do the same thing back here. I'm going to take this clip out now and see if I need to add any to this side. You can see what I have going on here. Okay, so I am going to add a little bit over here just because that's what I'm feeling. You don't have to if your hair is layered like mine is. I'm going to do the same thing over here on this side that I did with my bangs, is I'm going to try to separate it a smidge and do a little bit underneath. Once again, you do not have to do this. It's not necessary if your hair is this short. But I am, just because I like playing with it. So, I'm going to do a little bit underneath here. And you can just take this bottle and put it directly on your root. Instead of having to put it on the brush, you don't have to do that. Especially if you are going to use like a toothbrush or something like that. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Alright, and another thing that you want to do once you've done as much root as you want to do is you're going to want to take a piece or two and do a piece so that it, once again, it just looks kind of natural. So I'm going to try to do this entire piece all the way almost down to the very end. So that way it looks more natural. I'm just going to use my finger here to do this. There we go. Looks like we're doing good leaving those pieces alone. I'm also going to try to separate some in the back again and see if I can make that happen. Oh, it's actually looking pretty good the way it is. So we're going to leave it.